What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another Let's Play video for Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, where we are playing this game one last time before Cosmic Shake releases. Keep in mind, I'm still recording as of like the same day as I recorded the previous one. I am still exhausted, so if you guys hear me like speaking gibberish, you guys already know why. But yeah, let's continue on. So in the last episode, we just went through like the introduction. We got everything that we needed in Bikini Bottom as of right now, as well as getting through the first part of Jellyfish Fields. So I believe we're in the second part of, Jellyfish Fields. So right now we had to go rescue Patrick. Well, supposedly rescue him, but yeah, you guys already know how it goes. All right, so obviously you guys are gonna want to turn over here because there is a hidden sock. I remember, dude, like as a kid, I struggled so much to get that sock, and it's so simple. I should do it again next time. You need to get Patrick to help him, but he's... okay, whatever. So this is like basically like, I guess, like the first test to like see how good you are at combat. It's not really that hard. I mean, you just immediately jump to like the platforms on the side and just take them out. Okay, so let's wipe these guys out. Let's get some shiny objects right here. Oh, dude, the combo system's kind of trash in this game. I will admit that. I know there are some people that complained about the combo system because back in the original game, you were kind of like able to get higher combos. Like the cap amount here, it's like I think it's like super monster combo and that's it. Like I think like back in the original, it's like super ultra mega monster combo, and then like you get like thousands of like shiny objects because of it. They probably did that to like, they probably made it like a super monster combo in this game just so we wouldn't get, we wouldn't abuse the system, And I understand because like the requirement was like, the requirement to like get all the golden spatulas for Mr. Krabs with shiny objects was, I believe, like 39,500, I believe. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of expensive. I mean, it does still take a long time to grind that out, but not in Battle for Bikini Bottom. And even then, in that game, you could just like use the cheats, so it didn't really matter. Like that would be like the very first thing I would do, like just use the cheat code to unlock like the shiny objects. Super easy, and you get like 1,000 every single time you do so. So like the cheat was kind of short, so you could just repeat it like rapidly. And like within like maybe 30 seconds, or like within 30 seconds to a minute, you have like way more than enough to like pay Mr. Krabs. So you end up like going into Jellyfish Field with like I think like 11 spatulas. That's like before entering the first level. So it's kind of crazy. Obviously they're not going to make the game this easy, but it would have been fun to have that as like some sort of like Easter egg.
The rock is talking to me. Oh, mighty rock! I am at your command!
Down here, you big pink lummox!
Oh, hi there, Mr. Plankton. Are you going to vaporize me today?
So very tempting. Unfortunately, I found myself in the undesirable position of having to assist you.
I was in an undesirable position yesterday, and now my neck hurts.
Heed my words, my large future minion. Go into Jellyfish Cave. Follow the instructions on the signs that you see. At the end of the caves, you'll still be a big pink idiot, but you'll know enough to help defeat the robots and get me back into the chum bucket.
Well, then will you
I might spare your life so I can force you to work in my sweatshop, making low-quality design and knockoff wallets.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys already know the Jordans, the Nikes. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that. Like, if you guys live anywhere like near the border, like of Mexico, like I think like in the downtown area of where I live, they actually sell like downtown versions of like certain brands. Like if you ever went to like if you ever saw the Nike knockoff, it just, instead of having like a check mark, it would have like the N. So they would just call it Nike. Like, I'm not even kidding. That was an actual thing. I'm not sure if like maybe some of you guys have seen that, but it's actually pretty hilarious. Like just having off-brand things. Like I've actually seen videos of like off-brand Wii's, off-brand PlayStations. And I think they're like mainly from China, but like somehow they run super well. I believe they have like some sort of like knockoff Wii within like in China, but like I think it's like some sort of Nvidia tablet where you can play Wii games and everything. But it just never, I don't think it ever made it to like the U.S. I could be wrong about that, but you probably had to go like through this entire process to even get it. You know, like getting like, you know, the yen currency or whatever currency that they have over there. So yeah, it was very complicated to get it back. Well, like back in the day. I'm not even sure if they still sell them right now. That's the crazy thing. So, I mean, those things might be limited time, but I mean, yeah, but it's kind of noticeable. Like I've saw clips of it where like you were playing like Super Mario Bros. Wii, but like the text was a little bit different. Like they didn't want to get like, I guess, sued by Nintendo or whatever. But yeah, like it was the exact same game, but they had to like name it differently. I don't know why. But yeah, why I just said why. Like they didn't want to get sued. So yeah. I would love to like one day get like a knockoff system so I could just review. Like they have some pretty good knockoff ones. Like they're like emulators for like SNES that they turn into like this little SNES mini or whatever, you know, like the series that Nintendo had with like the SNES and NES. But like, you know, there are like better versions than that, you know, like where you get to like input games or like download them from the computer. Kind of like that little RSI chip with like the DS that you could just download any DS game that you wanted and just run it however you wanted to. Like, you know, it's kind of like shit like that. Like very advanced stuff. I mean, even now I still consider that to be advanced. It might be child's play to hackers, but I mean, you never know really. Okay, I need to avoid this thing. Funny thing is, with this area, like I think this is probably like the hardest part of the game for me. Believe it or not, you think Squidward's platforming section is hard, but like getting these, like getting like one of the hammers to get thrown over there while dealing with the other hammer, or trying to get it there before the other hammer spawns in, is a pain in the ass sometimes. And like the hammer robots in this game are kind of like spotty, at least in this version. Like they don't like they're not always accurate with their hits. Like sometimes they won't even hit you and you'll still get hit, and sometimes they'll hit you but you won't even be damaged, or like you won't even like take the hit. It's weird.
That monster has been stinging all my good.
Oh boy.
God, I'm so glad Clancy Brown came out for the Cosmic Shake. It's nice that Clancy Brown's actually going to voice act Mr. Krabs for the Cosmic Shake, finally. So they must have gotten paid a lot this time, because I think last time, like, I don't know, like, I think he was, like, doing a movie or, like, voice acting a different game or something. So he couldn't really do Battle for Bikini Bottom. Or, I don't know, maybe they just didn't pay him as much as he wanted. Or, like, as much as he needed. But it's whatever, man. They could have kind of like had him voice act, you know, the lines and just put him in this game. But I guess they want to keep some of the original elements from, you know, the OG game, so it makes sense in some ways. Like, I kind of learned to live with it.
Hello, Mrs. Pop.
Hello, Patrick. I've got a job for
Oh boy.
I found a gold.
You know, throughout like the entire time that I've ever seen like SpongeBob, or sorry, Patrick, like be around like Mrs. Puff, I never hear them actually communicate ever. I think really the only time they've ever spoken to each other was with like, I think it was when Patrick got his own driver's license. Like that was the only time they actually ever really truly spoke. I mean, there were times where he was around Mrs. Puff, like, you know, when they were trying to break her out of prison, but they never even said a word to each other, you know? Like, SpongeBob's always been kind of, like, out of Mrs. Puff's life. Like, it's like, you know, it's like if you kind of, like, have a group of friends, but, like, there's one, like, let's say you have a group of, like, 5 friends or whatever, like, 4 maybe. And, like, there's, like, a pair of 2 that just never even said a word to each other, like, ever. Like, they know the least about each other. It's kind of like that. There we go. Finally got them stunned. Is this the last one? Yeah, it is the last one. Okay, okay. That's good. Okay, so we lowered down the water so we could get the spatula over here. I think there was like a glitch in like a speedrun, right? Where you could like kind of like get the spatula before you even lower the water. Thanks to Shift. Honestly, all this stuff is possible because of him. Like, Shift was like the main primary reason as to like why we even got a remake in the first place. Like, if we're being real here, like, none of this would have happened without him. Like, we kind of needed him. Like, yes, we were kind of pushing for it for, like, with Riders DX, me and Zach Pack and everyone else. But I think he kind of, his words carry more weight with them, I guess. I mean, even, like, he even went to, like, their studio to, like, kind of, like, play test the game and see, like, where they could, you know, improve. Like, he literally did that. So, I mean, they have very strong connections with them. So I'm assuming he might get, like, another free copy. Hopefully he gets that fun edition, or I guess the, what's the new edition called? The best friend edition for Cosmic Shake, where you get, like, the figurines and all that stuff. Like, this time around, I'm not going to get that version, like, that variation. Mainly because, like, the last time it was extremely expensive, and it seems like they haven't really learned their lesson with that. And the thing is that, like, you could just go to Amazon, like, within a few months later, and you could get it for a much cheaper price. Like, I remember when I saw the Heart, I was about to say the Hardened edition, but, like, the, what was the Shiny edition, I think. That was, like, the one with, like, one figurine. You could go on Amazon and just get that for, like, $70 instead of, like, $150. But, like, with the Fun edition, I think that was, like, it went down to, like, $150 instead of $300. So, like, you got it for, like, almost more than half of the original price. And I should have done that. But, you know, I'm a jackass. Alright, so, okay, we have to get rid of this thing. Oh, this is where you make, like, the majority of your shiny objects. Right here. There we go. Look at that. It's going to go straight up to 4,400. Or 4,500. I think also, like, the requirement. I think there's, like, another difference with, like, the shell requirement being, like, what? 2,000 to, like, even pass over here? I'm not, like, don't quote me on that, but I don't really remember. Like, I haven't played the original game for a long time. I've been focusing just mainly playing on this one. I mean, because it's the most convenient one. I'll have to, like, boot up my, like, my Wii U and, like, go on the emulator thing, and it just takes so long to set up and everything. So, yeah, I'd rather not. I mean, I could probably run it on my computer, but the problem is that, like, you know, screen recording and doing all that stuff, like, it kind of, like, takes a toll on my computer. It's not really strong enough to handle, like, you know, playing the game and just screen recording at the same time. Because, like, when it comes to, like, I think, like, recording with Elgato, like, on a console or something, it's a lot easier because the computer doesn't really have to process, you know, the game through, like, the computer itself. It just processes it through, like, the encoder and, you know, all that stuff, like, through the console. So they're not really, like, recording's, like, the only thing that the computer is actually doing. So, yeah, that's why, I think that's why it's, like, a lot easier. I'm not a computer whiz, again, like, don't quote me on that shit, but that might be a huge factor as to why, like, I struggle with it. And keep in mind, I was like having my computer resolution like at 1440, but my computer runs so well like when it's back at 1080. So yeah, like I had to stop running 1440 because of like so many freaking freezing issues. So yeah, like I have like a 1440p monitor, but I just run it on 1080. It is what it is. So where am I? I have like 14 socks. So we're making some pretty good progress right now. Okay, God, I remember this. You guys remember this seesaw right here? Where, like, it was so loose to the point where, like, people would actually end up falling off through the crack right here because they couldn't properly jump to, like, this ledge. I don't know, the gravity of this game was kind of weird, especially when it came to the seesaw. Or I think they made it, I don't know, maybe too realistic, perhaps, given the laws of gravity in real life. But I don't know. Alright, so... Okay, I'm gonna get some more shiny objects. Yes, sir. Okay, let's move up over here. Hey, I kind of miss manually doing the thing, like doing the whole, like, I guess side, or I guess the, what do you call it, wall tapping? Yeah, I think it's called the, you know, I used to call it wall tapping. You know, any wall jumps, I would just call them wall tapping, but like, I kind of miss doing it manually. You had more control over it. And sometimes, so like with the wall tapping in this game, like especially when you reach the Dutchman's graveyard, where you have to like wall tap on that moving wall, it was a pain in the ass. That's why I'd rather just do it the normal way, where it's like controlled, like how it was on the original game. But yeah, that's how it would be, man. Like, this game's kind of weird.
Step quietly there. That
All right, we're gonna start fighting. What's his face? King Jellyfish. Okay, so you guys see that little, I guess that's like the entrance of, is that the entrance of Jellyfish Fields? I think it is actually. Yeah, it is. So like the way that it's rendered, because I mentioned yesterday that like Sand Mountain was like badly rendered in the Switch version, and you see like how like badly rendered the mountains are right there, like where the entrance is to Jellyfish Fields. That's basically how Sand Mountain looked like. It just looked like that. It looked like absolute ass.
I knew the king jellyfish was big, but who knew he had such a beautiful voice?
I don't know if you guys actually noticed this, but if you actually look closely to like the little ring on the bottom of like the jellyfish, you could still kind of like see, I guess, the programming boxes. I don't know if you guys actually noticed that, but like you have to like really take a close look. It's kind of funny, but like it's not that noticeable. But like if you just pay very close attention. There we go. Finish slapping. Yes, I love slapping King Jellyfish. It just satisfies me in the inside, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Be like, Kevin. Kind of wish I saw Kevin the Sea Cucumber. I feel like that was kind of like a missed opportunity in the original game. I'm sure they had like their ideas, because I'm not sure if like this game came out after Kevin was introduced. They brought him back, like in Camp Coral, but like they didn't bring him into this game for some reason. I think that would have been a good like opportunity, instead of having Bubble Buddy here like out of random, like, you know, like with Bubble Buddy, like he seems very out of place with him. I think it would have been better if Kevin was here. You know, just kind of like saying that he can't do it, or is like be like loser, give him that little horn and be like loser, loser. Okay, let's get that little 50 shiny object thing. Okay, let's go down here real quick, because there's like a secret sock down here. There we go. So I think we have like all the socks that we need right now, but there might be one that we missed. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to go back and do that. Okay, so here we go with 10 spatulars. The spatular. Alright, so yeah, let's talk to Larry real quick.
See, no problem. You could do anything you set your mind and your muscle to.
I wonder what he, like, you know, the thing is that I usually get the spatula before, you know, I actually talk to this guy. So I wonder what he actually says before you collect the spatula. I should have done that. I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, let's go back to the entrance. Let's head back to Bikini Bottom. Well, not Bikini Bottom, but Jellyfish Fields, the entrance. God, what's wrong with me? Damn. That's what happens when you're tired. I'm just looking at my phone real quick while I just wait for the game to fucking load. Alright, so let's talk to Squiddy.
Yeah.
Anything for my best friend Squidward. Can I rub some on?
What?
Go ahead, Spongebob. Like, I'm not homophobic or anything, but like there's so many like there's like so many subtle hints that SpongeBob might secretly like Squidward. I mean, there was even like an episode where, like, I think they're in the car, like he was in the car with Patrick, and then like he says bye to Squidward twice before he leaves, and even Patrick himself asks, like, why did you say, I think he said, like, why did you say bye to Squidward twice? And he's just like, I like Squidward. Like, at face value, you would not think anything of it, especially if you're a kid. But like, as you're an adult, like, you just can't help but like wonder if he actually does have feelings for Squidward. I mean, I think Alex Bell even had a theory of like Squidward actually being in love with what's his face, Squilliam, Fancy Son. And you know, that's not a far off thing. I mean, there's even a point where he says, "Oh my God, he's hot." You know, like, what if they were like partners prior to, like, you know, like the SpongeBob era? That's a curious thing. And the thing is that, like, we never really saw Squilliam within Camp Coral. Like, Now that I think about it, it's weird that we haven't seen him. Like, they brought back a lot of classic characters. They even brought back the Sea Bear and Nosferatu. Of all people, they brought back fucking Nosferatu. But they did not fucking bring back Squilliam Fancy Son. Like, how the fuck do you not do that? I mean, isn't like, what's his name? The Roger Pumpass. Doesn't he fucking play Squilliam too? So like, why would he not have Squilliam there? That's so weird. They brought back Nosferatu before they brought back Squilliam, dude. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. Like, the way that the way that they went about Camp Coral is weird. I enjoy watching the show. It's pretty fun. But like, even though I know a lot of people hate it because they think that like Steven Hillenburg didn't have any idea what was going on there, but he knew. But unfortunately, he didn't make it, or like he didn't live long enough to, like, you know, see this happen. And that's mainly because of ALS. So yeah, unfortunately, you know, RIP Steven Hillenburg. All right, so we're gonna head into downtown before we end this whole thing off, which I'm assuming is gonna take forever to load. So, gotta love this game on the Switch, buddy.
Downtown Bikini Bottom, once a bustling metropolis, now a debris-covered crater.
A debris-covered crater.
SpongeBob, the robot. No.
Those
All right, guys. So we're gonna end it off right here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe for some more SpongeBob Rehydrated content and Cosmic Shake content for the future. And I'll see you guys next time.